This is what it's like to stay at the Hotel Indigo Alishan Hotel. In this video, I'm gonna show you around the hotel, show you around the inside of one of the rooms, one of the twin bedrooms here on the 7th floor, share with you my pros and cons, let you know how much we spent on it, and let you know whether you should consider staying here or not. All right, you ready to go for the hotel review, princess?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
The Hotel Indigo Alishan is a really neat luxury hotel located in the Alishan scenic area of Taiwan. This is a mountain range in central Taiwan, famous for its tea growing regions, its mist that it's covered in most of the time, and it's really popular for hiking. The hotel itself is located about a 45-minute drive out of the national park itself. It's in this small little town on the mountainside that doesn't have much of anything else except a 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven is open from 6:30 in the morning until 11 p.m. It is quite a big 7-Eleven. It's even got its own eating area inside. If you're driving here from Tainan or from Chiayi, the two closest big cities, it'll take you about 2 hours to get here. If you're getting dropped off, there's a nice circular valet drive right in front with a covered walkway that'll take you into the lobby. If you've got your own car, they've got a big self-parking garage underneath. Now, as you come into the hotel lobby, it just begins kind of the funky, stylish part of the hotel. Lots of bright colors, interesting decor. Certainly the check-in area is here. They also have welcome peach oolong tea that comes in a wood cup that was quite tasty. One of the things the Curious Princess really liked about the hotel was this little Volvo car available for driving around in the lobby. Now, after you pass the check-in desk to get to the rooms, you go down this really interesting hallway, and after you've checked in, they actually lead you down this hallway to let you know that the train noises that you hear, that's for the famous forest train in Alishan, and then you hear some bird noises too. Before you get to this wood-paneled area, the elevators to the guest rooms are just to the right. There's some artwork ahead. And then just beyond that piece of artwork is the Tonu restaurant. This is where they serve breakfast and dinner buffet. Breakfast you can get included in your room rate. Dinner is about $100 per adult. Pricey. It's done in a kind of like half buffet, half order off the menu style. We had 5 adults with us, and so we ordered every single dish that they have. They have 5 of them. Turns out their head chef is from the Czech Republic. If you didn't know, I am half Czech, so maybe he's my half-brother from another mother in the Czech Republic. They have an impressive dessert selection here, but this dessert in particular is unique. The local people here, these seeds started falling in the river, and the locals were like, why is the river turning into Jell-O? And then they figured out to turn it into a delicacy that they would sell. What's unique about this is a lot of Jell-O isn't vegan, but this gelatin is vegan because it's made from a local seed. But the purple color doesn't come from those seeds. The purple color comes from a pea flour, just to make it look fancier and make this buffet worth $100. Now, up on the rooftop of the hotel, we have the hotel swimming pool, and it's a pretty big swimming pool that's in the infinity style. You get great views up here, and there's also a hot tub, but it's definitely on the small size. Lots of deck area for sitting because this is a really popular place to come and enjoy the sunrise. There's also a bar up here where you can redeem a coupon for a welcome drink, and when I was here, they had like movie night out on the top deck or something like that. Apparently when it's a nice day, they do it outside. If it's a rainy day, they do it inside. There's also this area that they call the stargazing deck. If it's nighttime, I guess that's what you call it. If it's sunrise, then it's probably the sunrise deck. There's also the small fitness center up here with a very interesting red decor in the whole place. The elevators themselves are very cool. They've got big screens on the back, whispers of nature. To get to your guest room floor, you need to push your room card there. The common floors just work without it. The guest room floors have a very interesting carpet. Guest rooms only on one side, windows on the other, because they figure, well, everybody's here to look at the view, which is in that direction. Now to see everything around the hotel, let's check out the inside of one of the rooms. This is room 711, a twin bedroom on the 7th floor. Note, we'll start with the 2 beds. They are 2 beds that are slightly larger than twins, but slightly smaller than doubles. We're 3 people, and so we're gonna pull these beds together, and it's slightly bigger than a king if you put the 2 of these together. Over here, television up on the wall. Underneath the television, we've got the mini bar. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. This opens up in an interesting kind of accordion fashion. In here, we have a whole bunch of teas, lots of different teas. And then below here, an interesting silver bag. I've never gotten a bag quite that color, and a teapot. Up on top, they've got lots of things that tell you about breakfast in a very large font. We have a little tea set of cups that you could buy for 7,500 Taiwan dollars, 6 bottles of water, an espresso machine, power outlets up here, and then down below here, we have the fridge in the room with 6 drinks. Uncertain whether those are free or not. Can't tell from inside the room, but there are no prices posted at the moment. Okay, coming back into the room, over here in this corner, we have a little sofa. There's a kind of like fancy clock over here, and look at this lamp. This lamp looks like an origami bird. This whole hotel is really kind of funky. And then even like the headboard on the back looks like it's hanging on that pipe in the back with some origami art there up on top. All right, as we open this door up, we come out to see the balcony. Nice sounds of rushing water out here. You can see there's a nice big kind of sofa to sit on. In the daytime, the view out the window looks like this. Closet in the room, just kind of a big walk-in area as you come in. It doesn't really close off, but it's got illuminated railings on the bottom. There's a scale that you can weigh yourself here in the closet. I decline. There's a safe. There's some drawers that have nothing in them. And then in here is, there were a couple of slippers down there, laundry bag, and a thing to help you put on your shoes. Final part of the room, we're here in the bathroom. One interesting bath amenity that they put out. It looks like they put out a kitty toothbrush for the kitty that we're with. We've got the fancy Toto toilet over here if you take a look at that. This is the one that washes, dries, and will wash your car if you want it to. And then finally over here in the shower, big rain head, handheld, and these types of rooms apparently come in a variety with or without a bathtub. We were given an upsell to say, hey, would you like to upgrade to a room with a bathtub? We said no, and they said, well, congratulations, we've upgraded you to one for free in that case. How much is the upgrade? I don't know, but this room also has a tub, and you can open up that curtain to, it's a window actually here, to see outside from the shower and the tub. And there's a interesting little rack on it here so that you could put your, drinks or something like that. How's it in there? Nice and big and comfy, princess? Yeah, she's gonna enjoy this later. All right, fellow explorers, if you watch our hotel reviews regularly, you'll now know that it's time that we're joined by Topher, our traveling panda who helps us rate hotels. I'm Chris, he's Topher. Together we make Christopher. We always rate hotels on a scale of 1 to 5 Tophers. And so, curious princess, how many Tophers is the Hotel Indigo Alishan gonna get?
1.5 Tophers!
4.5 Tophers. The curious princess really liked this hotel, though there were some service issues that might bring it down to 4, so we'll go ahead and talk through those. The first pro is the location, and if you want to come to Alishan and you want to stay in a luxury hotel, this is where it's at. Relatively newly developed hotel, and so everything is fresh and still nice and vibrant. The decor, you're either gonna love it or hate it. It's definitely kind of leans on the funky side of the decor. When you're in the restaurant, they've got this fake grass and things like that, so you're either gonna love or you're gonna hate that. Overall, we slept well in the room. The air conditioning probably was more heat than air conditioning because it was cold outside, but the air felt nice and fresh in the room. The room was a good size. The breakfast, solid breakfast. I've got a thing to qualify that in a moment. The dinner was good as well, but I have a thing to qualify that when we get there too. The service was decent. They were helpful, they were friendly, but it was weird. And so now let's go ahead and go on to the cons section. The first con, location. It's a great location in the mountains, but there's nothing in the little town that it's in, so except the 7-Eleven, like there's no other restaurants you can go eat at, and you're about 45 minutes from the National Park of Alishan itself, so you're gonna need a car or a driver or somebody to get you there. They do have a hotel shuttle you could take to get there, but you'll just have to be on their timetable if you do decide to take that. Okay, second con is related to the bed situation in the room. This room they call like a 2 double twin bedroom, very weird naming, but the beds are these like, they're not twins, but they're not doubles, they're like somewhere in between, but it makes it that if you have 3 people, it's really hard for 2 people to end up sharing one bed together. If we were in like, I would call a Holiday Inn, this is part of the Holiday Inn chain. If you were in a Holiday Inn in America, they'd be 2 double-sized beds, plenty of room for 4 people to sleep in the room. Here, it's definitely tough to get 3 in one of these rooms. Another con, they're kind of weird on the whole charging for things. So like when we booked this room, we booked it for 3 people and we booked a breakfast rate, but then the breakfast rate only includes 2 people. Usually when you include a breakfast rate, when you book a breakfast rate and you put number of people, it like is for the number of people in the room, but they were charging us extra for that extra 1 person in the room. Same thing went to check in. I mentioned it before we did the room tour. They asked if we wanted to upgrade to a room with a bathtub. We said no, and they said they were gonna give us a room with a bathtub for free. So I need to tell you how much we paid for this hotel for this all to be in context. It wasn't cheap. It was about $350 US a night for this room. And so I do feel like there's a little bit of nickel and diming going on. Now, the meal situation, the breakfast, that $350 rate did include breakfast for 2 adults with this room. It was a really good breakfast buffet. I have no real complaints for the breakfast buffet. The dinner buffet, I also have no real complaints for it, except it's really expensive. Like it's $100 US a person for the dinner here. I think because they know they're the only game in town and there's not much to eat around here. If you want to be resourceful, there are other places to eat in the neighboring towns, but most people will probably just go ahead and suck it up and pay the $100. Final con, the room could have been a little bit cleaner. Like the floors didn't seem that clean in the room, and then we found hairs in the bathtub that weren't our hairs. And I get that the bathtub is black, and so it's probably hard to keep it clean, but that just owes to the service issues that we find at this hotel. Maybe it's hard to get staff up here in the mountains and train them well. I don't know. So now the question of would we stay here again? Well, I told you it's the only luxury game in town in the Alishan area. If we were coming back to Alishan again, we would absolutely stay in this hotel because it's the best thing that Alishan's got going. The question of should you stay here or not really depends on, are you willing to trade luxury for location? There are other better located hotels that I would say are in the actual national park area itself, though they're not gonna be quite as luxurious as this one. Another option if you're looking in the region, there's a lot of kind of like bed and breakfast homestays. Obviously you're not gonna find those on the big hotel booking sites. You'll have to dive a little bit deeper, but those could be some other options that you could look at. Well, fellow explorers, if your travels are bringing you to Taiwan, you might enjoy some of our videos up here on the screen. We've got a full travel guide here on Alishan and full travel guides on Taipei and beyond. And as usual, we won't say goodbye because we're gonna see you
in the next video.
in the next video. See you then.
No, videos.
Yes, videos, because there'll be more than just one.